Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I want to show you what I made with the September bargain bead box. Okay. Alright, so I hate that the screen's not really big enough to show it properly. But let's go through it. Alright, so I used the big metal pendant that we got in the box, and then I use the barrel Z bead here on one side. I'm stringing on Epsilon 0.5 millimeter, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands going up through this bead. I tied it in a knot, and then I added some of my own seed beads in the mix because, you know, you need some little small beads to taper and everything with. So, you know, I just started stringing on my beads here, and I wanted to kind of get these other Z beads up front, you know, to where people could see them. I also used these metal tribal beads. Then I came up and went with all those cords. I went through this porcelain bead. I went up around this piece of chain. Now this is my own chain. That little small chain that came with the box would not have held. It would have broke with all these stones on here. So I went around this chain, went back around, tied a knot, and then I made fringe so that knot does not come untied. The cord that was left over after I tied the knot, I just made a fringe. And as a matter of fact, I notice here that I have not burnt. I melt the ends down on these knots so that way they don't come undone. So I'll do that right after this video. And then I just hooked it to the toggle clasp that came in the box. On this side, I had those 6 cords. I came up, the good thing about porcelain beads is they have those large holes. Came up through the hole with all 6, tied a knot. Same way, came up through the hole, tied a knot, all the way up through here. Alright, now with this, I tied a knot at the end with all 6 strands. I used my own little metal beads from a previous box to kind of decorate, and then I went up around, back down, up around this chain, back down, and then I put a macrame knot here, flat knot. Alright, so I love the look of this necklace. It's very tribal. That's what I was going for, and I'll show you a picture of it on the bust at the end of the video. Now let's look at the earrings that I made to go with this necklace. I used the same Epsilon cord, and I went up around. I got, I don't know how many strands. I had to cut some away. If you can see here, there was too many because they were getting too heavy with all the beads on them. So I just got, I don't know, say about 10 cords about this long, about 8 inches long, and I went up through the jump ring and put it in the center of those cords, tied a knot, you know, just tied an overhand knot, brought brought all the cords back together, because after you tie like a 1/2 hitch or whatever, they're separated. So then you bring them back down, hold them in the center, and then I did a silk wrap over top to hold them together. And then I just started stringing on my beads. Now on these I did melt the ends. I put glue on them, and then I melted the little ends here, like over here that's sticking off. I just melted those ends. Okay. You know, I did make one more pair of earrings to go, you know, just depending on what mood you're in. If you want to wear those, or if you want to wear these. Come on, cooperate. There we go. And what I did was, of course, I used these little half spiral, half moon shape elements, and then I used beading wire, and I went through and I just strung the smaller beads on both sides, went up through the Z bead with both wires, up through the turquoise bead with both wires, came up through, went up through my ear wire, back down through a couple beads, and then I put my crimp bead on. And that crimp bead is so cool because it looks like a bead, and there's no crimp cover on it. And I did that with those magic crimpers that I got at Hobby Lobby. Alright, so there you have it. This is what I made from the Bargain Bead Box this month. It was a great box. It inspired me very much. And the next box I think I'll be working on, because the dollar bead box really inspired me to make something from it, so I'll probably be working with the dollar bead box and Potomac's as well. Alright, so thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.